Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Today I'm gonna make Beyond Meat meatloaf. Yes, Beyond Meat meatloaf, it's a vegan meatloaf, and I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna make this. So far, I got some potatoes boiling. Make some red garlic mashed potatoes on the side, and probably throw some vegetables on the side. But stay tuned. Okay, guys. So to start with, of course, you need your Beyond Meat. Get a yellow sweet onion, bell pepper. I like to put bell pepper. You can also add celery to it. I don't like celery in mine, but you can if you want to. And so the seasonings you're gonna need. Well, let me start the season. So I got a little. This is Himalayan salt. I had it so long the label is off. But you need some salt, garlic powder, parsley, Cajun seasoning, black pepper, and thyme if you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And so also we need a little ketchup, and we got vegan Worcestershire sauce. Yes, I butchered that word. Worcestershire sauce and breadcrumbs. Make sure you get some breadcrumbs. And if you want to pair this with a wine, we got Menage a Trois. I like the silk kind, but they was out at the store. But this is a sweet red wine. Sweet red wines be good with it, or a nice cab. But all right, so stay tuned. And so we got everything cut up here. First, we're gonna start with our meat pack. You just want to open this. Use a knife here, and you got to get your hands dirty. So don't be prepared to get right in there. And hopefully, I don't have to tell you guys to wash your hands properly. And so we're gonna do that just like that. All right, guys. So we got everything cut up, as you can see. We got about all you need is about a quarter cup of onions and peppers. All right. And so since we doing this unconventionally, we're gonna do what I call eyeball. So you want to eyeball everything. Everything is half half. So we're gonna put some onions in here, some a little bit more onions, and we're gonna get some peppers in here. All right. And then we're just gonna dig in there and start smooshing all that up. Now, eyeballing is real important because you don't want to over put too much peppers or too much onions. So you really want to look at your consistency and see how much you got. So I'm gonna put a little bit more peppers here. And like I said, you're gonna get a little dirty, so. Okay, we back. And so we got everything here. You see, we got the onions and peppers in. And so also with this recipe, some call for egg replacer, but however Beyond Meat do see, you really don't need no egg replacer. If you do decide to get an egg replacer, maybe a flaxseed, and please do not go heavy on the flaxseed or it will show up in the taste. So now we're gonna start with our seasoning. We're gonna start with a little garlic powder. You can also use mixed garlic. We're just gonna do a little garlic powder. And like I said, we eyeballing right here. We eyeballing. Do a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Like I said again, you don't have to over salt this at all. You really don't have to. Get some black pepper in there. Some crushed black pepper. A little bit of salt. A little bit of salt. You don't really want a lot of salt. All right. Thyme is an optional, and like I said, if you know what to do, you don't want to go too much on the thyme. I'm gonna sprinkle it here on my hand, just so I won't overdo it. So we're just gonna put a pinch of thyme in there, just a little pinch. All right. And so we're not done yet. We're not done. So now we're gonna start with we got one more dry breadcrumbs. So on the breadcrumbs, you need about a third of a cup. I have a cup here. We're just gonna go about a third, just a little half. Believe it or not, it does take all of that breadcrumbs. And like again, you could eyeball it, eyeball test. And then we're gonna start with well, we're gonna mix that first, and then we'll add our wet. Mix that in, and then so our wet ingredients is Worcestershire sauce, and you want about a teaspoon, about a couple of teaspoons, not a full tablespoon maybe, but just a couple of teaspoons. So we're gonna eyeball this out right here, and like I said, boom, that's about a couple of teaspoons. And then also here you got your ketchup. Just eyeball that. We're just gonna throw that in, and now we're gonna mix all this in. Okay, guys, we back. Okay, so right now we got our oven preheated to 375 degrees. All right, so while the oven is preheating, and you don't have to oil this pan, you know, because this is gonna make a lot of oil in the pan, and so to keep it from greasy. Now, it's not gonna stick to it, but what I got is some olive oil spray. This is perfect, because you can just get your little spray, and that's all you need right there. That's all you need for the pan. Now, you usually have to have an 8x8 pan here. It's not an 8x8, but if you don't have an 8x8, not to worry. So we're just gonna dump all this, and hopefully by this time you have it well and mixed in there. We're gonna dump that in there. All right. Now get it all. All right, and so now we're just gonna take this with our hands, and we're just gonna form a loaf. We're gonna form a loaf. All right, shape it how you want it. Here you don't want it to be too thick, so you want to at least thin it out a little bit. But remember, the thinner it is, the faster it's gonna cook. So, but this is perfect right here. How I'm getting it, it's nice little lump, because this is gonna be in the oven for about 35-40 minutes, 35 to 45 minutes actually. All right, cool. Got some onions sticking out there. That's all right, cool. All right, so then we're gonna stick this in the oven. We also gonna put halfway through the cooking, we're gonna put a nice little thin layer of ketchup on the top. We want to do that halfway through, that way you don't over brine your top. All right, guys, we back. We're about 20 minutes in, so we're just gonna check on it. As you can see, everything's right on schedule. See how it's browning? And you can also see that grease. That's what I was talking about. You didn't need to oil your pan. So we're just gonna put a little squirt of ketchup on top there, and then I'm gonna spread it out. I got a spoon. Just spread it out. You know, just a little. Get on there. It's also gonna help it brown it, give it a little flavor. So don't have to be all pretty, but. All right, we're gonna put that back in there for about another 15 minutes, and then it should be ready. All right, guys. All right, the meatloaf is finished. This one's been exactly 45 minutes. Look at it, still sizzling. I'm gonna take this out. Look at that, look at that. Look at that. All right. Also, I'm gonna cut it for you guys right while I'm on the camera. That way you can see. We start this nice little end piece here. Look at that. Split it open. Look at that. Look at that. You see the marble on that? Look at that. Fully cooked. Ready to eat. Alright guys, here's the finished product. Had to cut me another little piece because I made the first piece too small. Got some red mashed potatoes and some mixed vegetables on the side. We usually do some green beans or some asparagus, but we kind of just use whatever we had in the freezer today. And a little red wine. And so that's it, man. Thank y'all for watching.